Welcome to today's talk session. My name is Deidre Moss, and I am the host of Can We Talk? I'm an educator, motivator, and a talk connoisseur. Today, we continue our series on Can We Talk Politics? And based on the current landscape, that we're in, we want to feature some of the persons who have put themselves forward in the political to enter political office. So today I have the honor of featuring Mr. Theophilus Coakley of the Democratic National Alliance. And at this time, I will pass the virtual mic to him to have him introduce himself. Mr. Coakley?
Yes. Good evening, Bahamas. Good evening, Bahamas. I would like to thank the host, Ms. Moss, for having me on this platform today. My name is Theophilus Coakley. I am the candidate for the Tall Pine constituency under the DNA banner. I'm glad to be here, especially to speak upon why I choose politics.
Awesome, Mr. Coakley. So you so excited. So I'm happy to have you here today. Okay, so thank you for that introduction. Can we talk politics?
Yes, let's do this.
Great. And so let's look at your background. Tell us a little about yourself for the persons who may not necessarily be familiar with you. And why did you decide to enter politics? And why did you choose the Democratic National Alliance or the DNA?
Okay. Well, as I say earlier, my name is Theophilus Coakley. I am the candidate for Tall Pine constituency. I was raised in the Anderson community. I was born and raised in Nassau, Bahamas. I have roots from all over the Bahamas. Andros, Cricket Island, Exuma, Long Island, even Andros. I also graduated from the great C.R. Walker, Hale Knights, where I graduated in 2017 from C.R. Walker. Also, Madam Leader, leader of the Democratic National Alliance, came from C.R. Walker. So you know C.R. Walker, big time, big time representation on the DNA. Also, I ran track and field from the age of 5 to 21. So if I could run track and field for that long, so you know I'm ready for office. Also, I have been in the youth arm for a very long time because the youth arm has helped me to become the person that I am today. I've been in the youth empowerment program. That's one of the largest youth program in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas called YEP. My apologies. Where I serve as assistant district manager as a young age. Also, I was a part of the Christ the King youth, where I serve as a chairman. Also, I got so much, got all day. Also, I serve as a team captain of the Extreme Track Club, where I reside, track and field. Also, I play sport, music, all over. We could talk all day.
So, Mr. Coakley, it sounds like you're very active in the community. And do you think that the activity in the community kind of inspired you, influenced you to enter the political realm?
Yes, you know why? Because the people in the community impacts the country. So if your community is failing, your country is failing. So I took a stand because my community brought me or teaching me how to live in society. So that's one of the reasons why I choose to run for office.
Awesome. And so you're homegrown. You talk about coming from C.R. Walker, being a knight. So you're homegrown. You've touched you've from different areas. You grew up in Nassau. You said you're familiar with the out islands as well. So you're a homegrown a person.
Yes.
Okay. And you put yourself forward. So congratulations on your effort to put yourself forward as a young person, as you would have mentioned. You graduated in 2017. So you're young millennial, I would say. So you put yourself forward for a political office. So congratulations for that.
Thank you so much. I
And so,
appreciate it.
yes, and that would take me into my next question. In your role as a young person, I would say as a millennial
Mhm.
entering politics, what are you bringing to the political landscape as you would be coming up against more seasoned politicians what role do you play as a young person in the political? What are you going to bring to the political table, per se?
And that is a good question, host. That is something that I get questioned a lot coming in this political area at the age that I am. So I get that question a lot, a lot. So I tend to tell people, I say, age is just a number. It is what you bring to the table. It's the work you put in, day out. And the changes that I want to bring, especially the age that I am, I'm not going to say it, but they know how old I is, but I'm not going to say it. I want to set a standards for the young people. We get shut out. We get turned down because of our age. Oh, we're not worthy enough. We can't. It's so much words to describe the lack of, So I want to make a change, and I want to be a living example for the young people. I want them to say, hey, if Theophilus Coakley can do it, they can do it. Times are changing. Times are changing. And I want to tell the young people who are watching this show today, take up space. This is your country. Nobody can stop you. Take up space. So it's time for change. The seasoned politician, listen to me, they set away an example for us, but it's time for the young people, the young energetic people, the young and talented and smart people to go in that house and make the right decision for the Bahamian people. That's how it should be. You shouldn't be able to be sitting in that seat for the last 30 or 40 years. No, man. You let somebody else, somebody braver, somebody with fresh ideas come in that seat and make some changes for this country.
Thank you. That's powerful, as you would have mentioned, and as you would have admonished young persons, take up space. And that's very powerful. And I want to thank you for sharing that. And let's talk about your constituency. As you would have mentioned, you're putting yourself forward as for the Tall Pines constituency. And what do you think needs to be improved in that particular area? And how do you intend to improve it, sorry.
Now, that's the best topic now. The changes and some of the stuff that I want to do, because listen to me, I'll talk all day, because listen to me, as we walk on the grounds every day, listen to me, I get so much ideas. Sometimes it's not always what you bring to the table, it's what that community needs. So I could bring you a plan. Listen to me, I have a plan. I sit down all day and I just brainstorm, say, hey, you think this is going to work for this area? You think this is going to work for Victoria Garden? You think it's going to work for Jubilee Gardens? Because there's so much communities would make up Tall Pines. So what Victoria Gardens might need, Jubilee Gardens might not need. Afraid of my apologies. There are a lot. So it's so much that make up Tall Pines. But some of the stuff that I want to highlight for the Bahamian people and the viewers who are watching, and even yourself, Madam House, is that we need more youth centers in our community. We need more citizens daycare centers in our community. Because, for example, PMH is overpopulated. It's overpopulated. Whereas I have a center right there that a doctor could come 9 to 5 to run blood tests for the senior citizens. They could be there to help them pay their bills. You don't have to go all the way in the traffic and go all the way downtown, or you got to go South Beach. We have that in our own community. We have that right there. Right there. They don't have to. Some people like stay home, where they can just send their grandson right down the road and say, hey, let's go pay my BPL bill, because it's right there. Use it as an advantage. Also, I want to focus on jobs. I want Bahamians to own their own house. Because I don't want to be 30 and living in my mommy house. No, it shouldn't be. You should have ownership of your own home. Should. The Bahamians shouldn't be my apologies. The Bahamians should have ownership of their own homes.
Yeah, I think that's a big deal for a lot of young persons. So
yes,
thanks for sharing that. Yeah.
Especially if we just went to college and we come back home, we got to live in parents' houses because we can't afford it. The price of living in this country, especially in my community, is too high. Cost of living in this country is too high. one bedroom almost $800, and that's not even light and water. So I know I have a job to do, and I'm willing to do the job. And this green party is willing to do the job. We know the changes we have to make. We know the structures we have to build to bring back a better Bahamas.
Thank you for sharing that. You mentioned some very, very interesting points. And so, your focus, is there a specific focus of your campaign as it pertains to your constituency or in general? What specific area do you intend to focus on? I know you want to touch different areas, but is there a specific area that is more, that touches you the most?
And that's a tricky question because me, as a young person, the fighter that I am, I want to try to get everything. Just I don't want to leave nothing out. Like literally, I want to focus on.
Okay, so I will wait for you to come back in. I see. Okay,
No,
go ahead. Go ahead.
don't leave me like
Show us a
that.
little bit.
um, I want to focus on a lot of stuff, especially on our platform where we have our orange economy, our blue economy. I love our orange economy a lot because I tend to love the art and the music in our own country.
Mr. Coakley, could you just go back over just a little bit because you froze a little bit, so some of what you started with it would not have came through. So could you just go back over that? You froze.
Okay, I don't mind. Okay. Um, yes, what I was saying that where I want to focus on everything because I don't want to leave nothing out. But mainly the cost of living, housing is my main focus. Jobs, because we could sit, me and you could have this conversation all the day. We could talk about education. We could talk about everything else. Although that is important. That is important. I'm not going to leave that out. But the Bahamian people, they're crying for jobs and they're saying they're hungry. So we have to focus even on our platform where we have to know where we implement a stimulus package for the Bahamian people. We're not going to put a price on it, but we know we have to put something in place, in office for the Bahamian people. So job, entrepreneurship, housing, they are my main focus. Education, because the Bahamian people need to be educated, even with the DNA platform in my plans. So there are a couple of highlights of where I'm really focusing on my campaign.
That's awesome. And I just want to share some of the comments under the video because I was looking through them.
Okay.
And I want to congratulate your party for the support that they're throwing behind you. They're supporting you. They
Thank you,
said they're
guys.
saying,
Thank
"Let's
you.
go, Mr. Coakley. Continue to shine bright for the young people." And
Yeah,
so, yeah, your party is definitely behind you.
I am so grateful for this party and even them giving me the opportunity, especially Madam Leader, Mr. Rentia Komalafe. She made the chance. She took the risk with me, and I'm going to prove this party and this country that we're going to be one great Bahamas.
Awesome, awesome. And so, you know, there are there are two sides of looking at things. And what I mean is there are pros and there are cons. There are challenges and there are rewards. And sorry, I'm in a busy thoroughfare.
It's
So
okay.
can you share your greatest challenge and or your greatest reward as it pertains to entering the political realm, especially as a young person in general? What is your challenge and what is a reward that you would like to reflect on, if you have any?
I do, especially my greatest challenge, especially being a young person in in this political area. My greatest challenge doing the walkabout every day is that when I hear a child in the home crying, "Mommy, what are we gonna eat tonight?" It brings a toll on my shoulders because I remember growing up when my mother was working, having two jobs, trying to make sure that we have food to eat and we have clothes on our backs, especially to keep the light on. So it brings a toll on my shoulder to watch the kids, especially when I went to Victoria Gardens and the kid told his mom, "What we're gonna eat? I have school tomorrow. You have lunch money to give me to go to school. If you don't, then I gotta stay home because it brings." And the fact that I cannot help everybody, it brings a toll on my shoulder. But I try my best to help everybody. I don't have the I guess what you call it, the people backing me up, or the financial people, or who with the PLP and the African gap. Sorry to put in showing shade, but as a person, as a Bahamian person, as a black man, as a young man in this country, I'm going to make sure I do my job. If it takes every breath of my body, I know the work that I have to put in and day out. As I worked in the Red Cross, I worked in the task force team when we first got on the lockdown. That's when our first case came in March. I started to work with the Red Cross between June up till November to December. And it was a tragedy to see the Bahamian people had to come on lines, just stay on lines and in the hot sun, just to feed a child. It shouldn't be. We should have teams in set and in place for tragedy. Not saying that we should have tragedy, but we should have a plan in case of tragedy. I tell people, when a plan A and B and C doesn't work, you have 26 letters of the alphabet. Use it. I tell people if a plan A to B or C doesn't work for me, I use all 26 of them letters. They are there for something, right? So you use them. So that's one of the hardest part of my job. Watching people go hungry, watching light turn off, watching people sleep in cars. I can't sleep. I have people calling me 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. 9 and 10 o'clock in the night. Sometimes, because of the love I have for the Bahamian people, whatever I have in my home, I have a gentleman who lives in Jubilee Gardens. I'm not going to say anybody's name because, that's their, what I'm saying? But it takes sacrifice to do this job. But I understand the risks. I understand you got to smile. But when I go home, I'm crying because the Bahamian people are hurting. That's my greatest challenge. That's my worst challenge of becoming a politician. That I cannot help everybody, but I try my best to.
I'm going to ask you about the rewards in a minute, but I just want to highlight another comment by Julian. And she's saying that we need a younger generation of politicians because the older, experienced politicians are not performing the way they should. And it's time for them to retire. But people are sharing their thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like thank you, Julian, for the question. Honestly, it is time. It is time. It is time for something different. It is time because we can't live in this society because it's for the next 40 years doing the same thing. We can't. How could we do any better if we stay the same way?
Well, you wouldn't be making any progress if you continue to do the same thing over and over again. You're not making any progress.
Thank you, because listen to me, we should be prepared for these things. We have a prime minister who's the doctor. You think PMH supposed to look like that? We supposed to then have a next hospital somewhere. We have too much property on this country and that we only have one hospital was overpopulated. Use the money wisely. They want to make sidewalks, then they make a next hospital. You see the nurses them protested. All they asking is for their money and a safer environment. They sit in the seat for 30 years, but they could go in the house and roar like cats and dogs, but can't serve the Bahamian people. Why come in politics? If you don't have the love for the Bahamian people?
Oh my,
Why?
that's powerful. Can you repeat that again? Repeat that for me
Why
again.
come in politics if you don't have the love for the Bahamian people?
Wow, that is powerful. That is powerful. One more time. One more time. Repeat that for me one more time.
Why come in politics if you don't have the love for Bahamian people? Like that's common sense. Why take that seat on? Why take that job if you're not prepared to work? What, to take our money, our VAT money? That's all you're there for. What are we paying you to do? To sit there and just act like cats and dogs in our house? That is the people's house, not your house. Where you pay your mortgage, that's your house. We pay for that house. We pay for the light, the water, the cleaning. I could go on.
That's powerful. Very powerful. Why take political office if you do not have a love for the Bahamian people? So let me just switch back to the comments again. So Kareem Hanchel, he is another person. He's putting himself forward. I think he's independent. He's saying good evening to you, and he's agreeing with some of the things that you're saying. Mr. Roll, he's saying that you're making sense, and so you have some supporters commenting. You have some supporters commenting. So I just wanted to ask you about the rewards. Can you think of any rewards as you would have considered your experience in entering the political realm?
Oh, my greatest award. It's a lot. Walking my first walkabout was one of I was so scared. I'm gonna be honest with the Bahamian people. Listen to me. I was like, is the Bahamian people gonna like me? Are they gonna love me? Because the former MP Leslie Miller, he set a standards in the community. So I was saying to myself, am I worthy to take up this baton from Leslie Miller? Am I worthy to take up on this job? He has set standards, whereas the people call him the I think it's a pit bull, or I can't remember. But my greatest award is promising and helping the kids to get ready for school. I had a bag and giveaway where I bless a couple kids in the community because I know the challenge we had because of COVID-19. So I said to myself, I have to figure a way where I could help the kids because they mostly got hurt in this pandemic. I say the education system, the BGCSE and BJC and the GLAD, it dropped from, I don't know the correct, but it dropped. My sister told me that she wasn't even ready to take a BGCSE. So what I did, I put a team together and I went to each store and I gave out a bag. I gave my apologies, I gave items, the scientific calculator, the books, the pencils to help with the parents because I know it's tough times. So I think that was one of my greatest accomplishments, that I could help the Bahamian people who have, especially single mothers. I had a lot of single mothers in Jubilee Garden. They say, listen to me, I'm so grateful. They say they're grateful because they didn't know where they're going to get the school supplies.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your greatest reward. And as you would have mentioned, is giving back to your community and thinking about the kids. And it's so important that you mentioned that sometimes we don't think about the kids and how they've been deeply impacted by this pandemic. So I want to thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much.
Yes, it's really a tragedy, especially the younger kids, to see their mom crying, how were we gonna pay the last bill, the light off. So I had to say to myself, if I say who I my apologies, if I believe who I am, my apologies. If I say who I am and I'm for the Bahamian people, then I know what I have to do.
So again, I'm just looking back at the comments.
I understand.
Looking back at the comments, and Jillian is telling you or asking you to remain focused and reach out to the persons in your age group as well. And
My focus is the people in my age group, but when I represent everybody. But I'm grateful for a question, but I have to represent young, younger, older, younger, because I don't want nobody to feel like I call anybody old. Senior citizen, disability, I have to focus on everybody. I cannot leave nobody out. And we tend to leave the disability out. They feel neglected in their own country. That's why I cannot leave nobody out. Nobody.
I just want to touch on one more comment from James. He's saying, because we would have talked about the schools and the kids, and he's saying maybe it was a mistake to rush, or do you think it was a mistake to rush into opening the schools in the midst of this environment just to say that we're having exams or that we have face-to-face instruction? I think he's saying that maybe it was a mistake, so we have a lot of comments coming through, so I just want to make sure that get to those. Yeah. But I want to thank you for sharing your challenges and your rewards, and I wanted to ask you if there are any additional comments that you would like to share or you would like to talk about.
Yes, I would like to answer the question. I feel as though, no, we shouldn't have opened the schools. We shouldn't have opened the schools. We should have free testing. Free testing on our school kids, because the case I heard that they had to shut the school down again to go virtual again. So I feel as though that we shouldn't have opened our schools. No, it shouldn't be. We should leave the school closed until we got back to normal. I understand that's the risk that we have to take, but that's just the risk that we had to take. We shouldn't have opened up our schools. That was a mistake on the F&M government. Sorry to show shade, but I'm going to be real with the BMN people. We shouldn't have opened back our schools.
Thank you. And are there any, as we come to a close, are there any additional comments that you would like to share or anything you would like to add? Do you have a page you want to plug in?
Yes. So I would like to tell the BMN people, I'm so grateful for you hearing me out today. I'd like to thank the host, Miss Moss, with pretty self. I want to get beat up. I would like to thank my party for this opportunity. I would like to thank our leader, Orinche Kumalafe, for the opportunity to even be a candidate and the nomination under the DNA banner. Also, I would like to tell each and every Bahamian in this country, listen to me. This is your country. Take up space. Seize every opportunity. This is your country. Seize every opportunity. I'm going to say it again. Seize every opportunity in this country.
Say it again one more time.
Seize every opportunity in this country, because this is your country. You take advantage. Nobody in that house can tell you what to do. This is your house. This is your country. Seize each opportunity. Also, I want to tell each and every Bahamian, it's time to vote. It's time to make a change. And the DNA, the change that makes sense, is the right party to go with. Listen to me. I know we're in a pandemic, but listen to me. Each vote counts. Just how everybody was about to be on every line for food vouchers and everything else. Listen to me. I need each Bahamian on every line, every polling station, voting, especially voting for a young generation, a young thinker, a young man, a young fighter. It's time for a change. I would like to thank Leslie Miller for all the things he have done, but it's time for me to pick up that baton and bring more stuff to the table, because they finished and I'm here and I'm the future.
Mr. Coakley, I would like to thank you so much. You said so many powerful things. Something that really stood out to me the most is, how can you run for political office if you don't have the love for the people? That is so powerful.
Yeah, it is.
Very powerful. Yeah.
How could you do your job if you don't have love for the Bahamian people?
Wow.
How could you even sleep at night if you go to job day in, day out, and you come home, oh, that job so why take it? You might just stay home. Go find something else to do. Don't go in the people's house and then fight like cats and dogs and don't want to do the people's them work. That don't make any sense.
That is powerful. I would like to thank Madam Leader, she has commented. She says she's very proud of you.
Thank you, Madam Leader.
The DNA party is 100% behind you, and she's sure that you will do well and make a significant impact on behalf of the young people of this nation and the great constituents of Tall Pines. You will pick up the baton from Mr. Miller. Ms. Moss, thank you for extending your platform to us. Thank you, Madam Leader. You are welcome at any time. We are an all-inclusive platform. All are welcome. Yeah. And Mr. Coakley, I want to thank you for putting yourself forward. You definitely seem excited and motivated.
I am. Listen to me. Nobody can. I'm so energetic for this. Listen to me. I just can't sleep. How I say, okay, tomorrow, I don't know what else I can do tomorrow because listen to me. I got to go do this for my constituency. I am ready. Nobody going to stop my shine. God got a plan for me, and this plan.
Mr. Coakley, say that last thing I don't know why that didn't come through. Are you muted? Are you muted? Couldn't hear that last piece. I didn't hear that last. The last piece didn't come through.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, okay, we can hear you. Go ahead. Say that last piece again.
The last piece I said. Oh, yeah. I said, God has put me forward, and I know what I have to do for the Bahamian people and for this country. So I'm ready to work. I'm ready to serve. I'm ready to make the best of everything every day, day in, day out. Listen to me, we're going to have challenges. That's a part of life. You're going to have ups and downs. But as I say, you got to have love for the Bahamian people to do the Bahamian people job. Correct?
Awesome. Yes. Thank you again for joining us today, Mr. Coakley. Do you have a page you want to share?
Yes, I would like everybody to follow me on my Facebook page, Theophilus Coakley at mydnaparty.org. Instagram, Theophilus Coakley, Theophilus J. Coakley. Also, I'd like you to follow the DNA page, the DNA Tall Pines page, DNA Party, my apologies, DNA Tall Pines. Also, the parties page, the Democratic National Alliance, the YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. I would like you to follow even TikTok. We even on TikTok. TikTok. We ain't playing. We're gonna reach this nation. We're gonna build this nation back. We're using every opportunity, every social media to spread our message. So please follow.
Reach people where they're at, right?
Yes. Not most people be on. You go scroll on your Facebook. Every time you see Facebook, you can see the office Coakley. Dean, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing this. So yes, thank you.
Thank you for sharing with us today. I'm excited to have you here today, and you are welcome back anytime, Mr. Coakley.
Anytime you welcome me, I call away.
So I'd like to thank our viewers for listening in. Like our page for future notifications of upcoming talks. Comment under our videos. Let us know your thoughts and let us know what you want us to talk about. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Can We Talk? Follow us on Instagram and Twitter using the addresses provided on our page. Thank you and good evening. And thank you again, Mr. Coakley.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.